I started Muay Thai about 10 years ago. I was just ending high school, starting college, and I always loved it. First time I ever saw Muay Thai was in the movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme when he fought Paco, and Paco was there and they're kicking each other in the sides, and it was so different from all the other Oriental martial arts. It didn't look fancy. It didn't have all these things to it. It was just it's a hard sport, straight to the point. And yeah, I went there back in the old PMA, and my very first Muay Thai coach, guy who taught me my very first everything, was Mike Pops. He's still a good friend to me, a good mentor. Me and him talk about Muay Thai and how to improve being a teacher, a coach. And then from there, for about 3-4 months of training, basically I just couldn't pay for it anymore. And a buddy of mine told me about this Kung Fu school. That's what it's called, Kung Fu school. And it was run by my previous coach, John Cho, Sifu John Cho. Now his was more of a kickboxing Sanshou style. Sanshou is pretty much what Kung Lee does. And I went in there and it was different from the traditional Muay Thai with the hands up and the slow pace. You know, it was a lot faster pace, and it was a very old school gym. You know, we didn't have mats, we had one bag. The floors were cracked marble, and you know, made me tough, and we really had good training, hard training. You know, that place taught me how to fight. We'll start off with a 1-2, get off the 1-2, boom, boom, inside kick, boom, tap, going straight after the head. Okay, so when you do this, watch, I kick, this comes back here. This is how I can, when I come back, see, I tap, and then I throw my leg up. Okay, so when I'm here, boom, 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 okay? And then from there, I had my first amateur fight, smoker amateur fight. Back then we didn't have a lot of the amateur fights we did then, so a lot of times for us, training about 10, 12 years ago, our amateur fights were the smokers. And I fought under John Cho back in '07. And it was a great fight. That was a co-main event, hard fight. And after that, I started teaching at LA Boxing because I injured myself in training, really hurt my knee, couldn't do anything, but I love the sport so much, I wanted to be a part of it. And I just thought, you know, hey, why not try teaching? How hard could it be? Well, it was very difficult. It was a whole different thing from being able to do something and then being able to tell somebody what to do. Mind you, they don't have the same mentality as you, the same body as you, the same hips as you, the same strength as you. So to me, a good coach, a good trainer is somebody who is not selfish at all, that looks at all the things that he can give to his fighter, all the tools that he can give, and help him become his own type of fighter instead of the fighter that the coach wants to be. And that took me many years to understand that. And during that time, when my knee got a little better, I could say my final coach, the guy who really just blew my mind with Muay Thai. He ran a gym called Final Round. He's still in town. He trains, and I got to give him a shout out. He trains at Red Lion Jiu Jitsu. Mr. Lupe Gonzalez. You know, the guy opened my mind to a whole different idea of Muay Thai. Because I always seen the Dutch style, but I always just thought it was a form of kickboxing. You know, there wasn't anything. It's not like the Thai style of Muay Thai. And you know, lucky for me, my coach Lupe Gonzalez, he was trained by professional fighters and champions who has done that style from Holland, and he showed me. And I remember the first time I sparred him, you know, we were going about 20%, not even hard at all, and he whooped my ass. He was so technical. He beat me on every punch. He beat me on every kick. And I remember I probably fell down about, I don't know, 20, 30 times. And after that round was over, I just looked at him, like, dead in his eyes, and I was like, teach me, what was this? And you know, it was like a whole new love invoked in me for the sport of Muay Thai, because then I started looking at all the K1 fighters from Holland, you know, guys like my idols, Mr. Ernesto Hoost, Peter Arts, Andy Hug, even though he was not from Holland, but close to the same style. He was more Kyokushin karate based. Now you guys got like Gokhan Saki, Remy Bojanski, Gago Drago, Robin Van Roosmalen, all these guys. I watched them. I watched their fights constantly, studied them. If they landed a kick, I would rewind that tape and I would watch it over and over and over again, and then go drill it 1,000 times on the bag. And all that, came, meeting that coach, Mr. Lupe Gonzalez, and he helped me. He taught me a lot, what I know now. And obviously it's been about 5-6 years since I haven't really trained with him, but I guess, he taught me to the point that I can be my own fighter, put my style into it. And I hope and achieve that I could have that same impact that my coaches, my pops, Sifu John Cho, and Mr. Lupe Gonzalez had on me, and I could give to the guys and girls here at this gym. And one day, they could be in front of a camera and saying the same thing that I'm saying. And that's my biggest dream right now, just putting an impact on people. Good, hard training. Good job, everybody. Hey! Go!